fire. Engine 2, fire. Engine 3, fire. Overspeed. 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 Stabilizer. Glass. Stabilizer. Glass.
Oh my goodness. So, I just realized I've been talking to myself for the past 15 minutes. I had my mic muted. So, I've been talking to myself as I was putting all this stuff in, going over everything I was doing. I'm sorry about that. But you know what? I'm looking on the stream and there's nobody in here anyway. So, I wasn't talking to anybody until now anyway. So, uh, you just got to watch 15 minutes of me pushing buttons. Sorry about that. But I'm back now. I just did my walk around. Aircraft looks good. We're a little bit early, you know, but heck with it. I guess we can get going a little bit sooner than I thought, right? When are we due? Let's take a look at some charts real quick before we get ready to go here. All right. We got the departure chart in. We're going to be going up near Amsterdam, crossing the North Sea, crossing near Scotland just south of it, and then we pick up the North Atlantic Track Delta at Pickle. We're going to fly across the Atlantic Ocean here, south of Greenland, so we won't really see it much, if at all. We're going to coast in near the Labrador coast at Hoist, fly through Quebec, come down here over the Great Lakes, send into Louisville here. And directly over Cincinnati on the way. So that is our flight plan today. And then sim brief again. So I'm trying something new today because I've been consistently landing with 10,000 pounds of fuel more than I wanted to. So I did a performance factor of -5. So the fuel planning is 5% less of whatever sim brief thinks that I need. So I'll be watching my fuel very carefully on this flight today. I use this chart here, this flight log, and basically as I cross these different fixes, right, I will check to see how my fuel burn is actually comparing to what they calculate. We were about 10,000 pounds heavy when I landed at well, I wasn't 10,000 pounds heavy. I had 10,000 pounds of fuel more than I needed for the flight. So 5% less. Let's see how it does. And by this chart here, I'll be confirming my fuel burn based on this. We'll see how that goes. Maybe 5% is the sweet spot. I don't mind being a little bit over my planned landing fuel, but I don't want to be completely over. So, as of right now, it's even saying with the 5% minus that we're going to land with 36,000 pounds of fuel at SDF, which I think is not going to be that bad, but we'll find out when we land, right? We'll keep an eye on it, right? 36.3. I'm going to write that down. So before we even block out here at Cologne, it's telling me estimate is landing fuel of 36.3 K pounds of fuel. We'll see how close we get to that. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Okay, what else can we look at on the flight plan before we fire up here? Because we're really ahead of schedule. I'm just kind of talking to hear myself talk. So we looked at the fuel planning here, right? Also shows us the estimated winds aloft as we go. Okay, so let's go over our takeoff and landing data. So we have, right now, 137.1 thousand pounds of cargo aboard. Make sure that's actually what we have. Oh yeah, I need to close the window. Yep, 137,000 pounds of cargo. So we're actually carrying more fuel than we're carrying cargo today. You can believe that. That's all right. I think we're ready, guys. I'm just talking now. Let's just get going. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Hydraulic pressure test. Let's run that while I do a couple last minute checks here. Okay. Hydraulic pressure test is going to be right here on the status page. Anything else we need to review? We never did get our clearance, but there's no ATC here to get it from, so I guess I'm just out of luck. I'll just put in a random squawk code. About 2740 for November 274 uniform pop-up. Radar panel is set and checked. Let's get on the Unicom frequency here. Okay, that's checked. VHF1. We'll turn on the radio marker beacon sound. It's all set. Flaps 25 set. Waiting on the hydro pressure test. And we can fire up and go. That's really the last thing I need to do. Let me get my checklist and we'll see what else I missed here. Before start checklist, no, I'm doing cockpit prep still. Okay, hydro pressure test is complete. I think we're ready for firing up the old APU here. Let's do that now. APU start. Wait for the APU to warm up. It takes a little bit of time to get going. Right, once that is nice and warmed up, we'll get a message over here, an EAD letting us know that we have APU power and air available. Wait on that. Okay, APU power available. So let's go ahead and switch over to that. Turn on APU bleed. Get some air flowing in here. I'm going to turn on the aux pump and set the parking brake. And we can go ahead and tell the ground handling people, pull the cockpit stairs, the ground power unit, and the generator. We no longer need it. All right. Let's see what else we got on the before takeoff checklist. Before start, rather. IRSs are on, altimeter set, cross check status page, takeoff warning set, aux pump on, parking brake is set, windows are closed and latched. I just did that. Beacon light on. Ignition. Let's go ignition A today. Let's go ahead and call for pushback. Up here.
On to cockpit. Toes driving up.
Ooh, that sounds like a German guy. You can see him. I hear them down there.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start the
Ground to
pushback.
cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
So we'll go to here, and we'll have them back us up to about there. That looks good. Okay, just wait for the tug guy.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, release parking brake. Parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Okay, we're clear for engine start, guys. Let's go ahead and do it now. Starting engine 3. Button out, light on. N2. Oil pressure. Fuel on. Fuel flow. EGT. Button in, light off. Okay, good start. Starting 1. Button out, light on. Okay, N2, oil pressure. Fuel on. Fuel flow. EGT. Button out, button in, light off. Good start on 2. Oh, correction 1, starting 2. So, button out, light on. N2. Oil pressure. Rotation on N1. Fuel on. Fuel flow. EGT. Button in, light off. Looks like a good start on 2. So we got good starts on all 3. Just wait on the pushback now.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
Parking brake. Set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay. Alright, let's go over our after start checklist now. After start, anti-ice is not required, but I'll go ahead and turn on the defog now. APU, we don't need it anymore, so APU bleed off, and APU off. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn on our taxi light. Oh, hand signals here. Taxi light, runway turn off light.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. I'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Okay, see you guys. We're all set. Let's go ahead and get configured here. Let's go flaps 25. I'm going to move the stabilizer to the 5.2 aircraft nose up. I'll use the 2 suitcase handles here. 5.2, aircraft nose up. Yeah. Trim it down a little bit. There we go. 5.2 aircraft nose up. Let's do spoilers, armed, auto brakes, takeoff setting. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Let me make sure 8 cars is tracking right now. 8 cars is tracking. Alright, we're ready to taxi here. Take a look at the chart. So we're currently here. We're going to taxi on Alpha all the way to Alpha 7 and hold short 13 left. I'll make the announcement now. Cologne traffic, good morning. UPS 2100 heavy. Taxi to runway 13 left via Alpha. Cologne. Okay, are you guys ready? I'm ready. Let's roll. Okay, parking brake released. Let's give her some fuel, huh? Rolling. A little more, a little more. Alright, we'll leave number 2 engine forward. Idle on the rest. Okay, let's do flight control check. Oh, that shouldn't be doing that. Need to fix that. Elevator's up, 2 green. Elevator down, 2 green. Rudder right, 2 green. Rudder left, 2 green. Alright, flight controls check. Hey, Ken Worthy guy. I know you have a different name than that. Did I load 500-pound bombs for the bomb run? No, not this time. Not for my MD-11. Not that kind of a. It's not that kind of a thing, you know. Good. It's funny. All right, let me look at the B4 takeoff checklist here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Flaps set 25. Spoilers are armed. Flight controls are checked. Trim 5.2 degrees. Aircraft nose up. Takeoff briefing is checked. Seatbelts are fastened. V-speeds are checked. 169 rotation. Radar. Let's do radar. We'll tell you what. We'll do it at the hold short line. Alright. There's no traffic, so I'm going to go ahead and pass the instrument hold line and pull up here. Alright. Parking brake set. Alright. Let's get the transponder on. Transponder is on. Radar system 1 is on. Move my head position forward just a little bit here. Okay. Let's arm nav. Let's arm profile. And let me make my announcement and we're going to get out of here. Cologne traffic, UPS 2100 heavy, departing runway 13 left. On the Whipple 2X departure. Alright, let's go. Take the runway. Come on. Come on, baby, let's move. Oh, might help if I release the parking brake, right? Alright. Looking on the map, looks clear. Arrival on looks clear. Departure on looks clear. Bunch of wipers. Oh yeah, I need to align a little better than this. Alright, here we go. Okay, so we have a right quartering crosswind, so we're gonna be forward and to the right with our controls for crosswind correction. Let's go. Move. Let's do it. Okay, stabilized. Thrust set. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Okay, autopilot engaged. And let's turn these stern windshield wipers off. So loud.
Stabilizer motion.
Check. Alright, coming left. .215 pitch. Alright. Want to see the speed trending up a little bit here. I'm going to go flaps retract. .220 pitch. Coming left.
Stabilizer motion.
Alright, I got a free second here. Let me look at the chat. Shipwreck, you asked me if I'm going to get the TFDI MD11 when it releases. Not right away. So this is X-Plane that I'm running, and the TFDI is going to be for Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's a couple reasons why I'm not wanting to get that yet. One, I have X-Plane, and two,
Stabilizer motion.
I think it's not going to be perfect when it comes out. It's going to need some work, like all these things always do. And three, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is coming out later this year, and I would rather just wait to get that and get it at the same time, and hopefully the software is mature. Alright, so we're going to fly 250 pitch because our clean maneuvering speed is too high for 10,000 feet.
Stabilizer motion.
So we're going to go 250 pitch, and we're going to keep the slats extended until 10,000 feet because our clean maneuvering speed is 267. Anyway, to answer your question further, I'd rather just wait for 2024 to come out and get it all at the same time when everything's fleshed out. But right now, I've got X-Plane 12 and this Rotate MD11, and I'm making that work. Alright, let's do some after takeoff checklist items here. Let's see here, what do we got? Auto brakes off. Spoilers disarmed. We don't need the landing lights on or the taxi lights. The runway turn off lights. Okay. Alright, 10,000 feet, we're gonna raise the slats and we'll accelerate to our clean maneuvering speed or whatever we would need to do. Alright, so coming up on that, FMS speed, slats retract,
Stabilizer motion.
and let's go ahead and go standard. I missed that. I'm not used to flying in Germany. The transition altitude is 5,000 feet in Germany as opposed to 18,000 feet in the United States. So altimeter standard. Let's take a look at the... Oh, wow, it's a little cloudy out here, huh? Let's take a look at the after takeoff checklist, see if there's anything else that I missed. After takeoff, gears up, flaps and slats are up, spoilers disarm, auto brakes disarm, flap takeoff selector. Oh, yep, there we go. 15 degrees.
Stabilizer motion.
Check. EAD is checked. No alerts. After takeoff checklist complete. Altimeters 1013. Okay, we are climbing, guys. That takeoff went very good, I think. I think it went really good, if I say so myself. Some rain clouds here. Okay. Okay, so we're at 333 pitch. Climbing at 103.9% and 1. Cooking with grease here. A lot of turbulence here. You see the autopilot's kind of struggling with it. There we go. Settling out now. I think we broke through it. That's interesting. Whatever that is. I wonder if that's my computer getting too hot. Pretty artifacty, huh? Pretty artifacty, huh? Oh, it's drink. What game is this? Hey, Cars and Commerce. Hi. This is X-Plane 12, a flight simulator. X-Plane 12, and this is the Rotate MD-11. Having some artifact stuff going on here. Not quite sure what's up with that. Normally this is a little smoother than that. Greek service. Well, tell you what. Once we get up to about flight level 320, I'm gonna be chilling out. So I just have some water right now. Mic coming right. Hey, Avia. So I'm gonna be dead honest with you since you asked. I bought this game about 2 weeks ago, and the first thing I did was get this Rotate MD-11. I didn't try anything else. I haven't flown a single other aircraft in X-Plane but this. So I've heard about the Zebo. I know it's a pretty cool 737 mod, comparable in quality to the PMGG 737, but I just simply have no experience with it. I am an MD-11 pilot, top to bottom. I always have been. From the good old days of Flight Simulator 10, FSX. I've been away for this for about 13 years. So I came back to it. I just got the urge to fly again, and I dove right into this. So I couldn't tell you about the Zebo, but an MD-11 guy, so this is what I do. And I'll show you what I do since you mentioned it. So autopilot's looking good. We're on course, on speed. I'll show you. I fly for a virtual airline. This guy's right here. UPS Virtual Air Cargo. So if you look on the map, that's us right there. I'll log into this. And here is here's me. So we're flying, let me see here. That's us right now. Flying from Cologne to Louisville, and aircraft November 274 Uniform Papa. Currently climbing on VATSIM. And here's my logbook. Look at that. Airline logbook. So I've only logged 41 hours with this virtual airline since I joined them, but I have thousands of hours. I have thousands of hours on VATSIM, in multiple flight sims and multiple different virtual airlines. But this is how many hours I've logged since I've come back to flight simming. I guess it's pretty good, right? So here's my logbook. Avia, you should. We do fly the 757. So why don't you go to upsvac.com. Here, I'll type it in the chat for you. You can check us out. And you can join today. Alright, climbing through flight level 280 for 320. Take a look at our FMC here. So flight plan's looking good. Why does it say flight level 340 there? That's odd. We're not gonna go to flight level 340 top climb. Why would it say that? 40. That doesn't even make any sense.
Altitude.
1,000 to go. Yeah, I don't know why it says 340. That might be a bug. We're definitely not climbing that high. Not right now. Okay, and we are leveling out at flight level 320, which is our initial cruise. I'm going to conduct a step climb just prior to entering the tracks, the North Atlantic track. We're on Nat Bravo. I'm going to be stepping up to 340 for our entry into the North Atlantic track, because once we're in there, we really can't climb or descend. We got to maintain the same altitude all the way through. So I want to be at 340 before we enter the track, but not yet. We're still a little heavy. So we're at 320. Optimum is 3.3. We could go up to 3.6, but I don't want to do that because we'll be flying with a really high deck angle, and it would just be adding a lot of drag that we don't need. So, okay, you have thrust, drag, lift, and the four forces of flight are thrust, drag, lift, and gravity. Right? That's what they are. Oh. Yeah, that's gotta be it. 4 forces of flight. Yep. Oh, weight. Weight or gravity is the same thing, okay? You got weight, thrust, drag, and lift. But weight and gravity are kind of synonymous if you think about it. Yeah, so weight or gravity, same thing. Alright, where are we at? I would say that was a pretty successful takeoff and climb, departure, all that stuff went really smooth today. Let's see, what are we going to get to? When are we going to get to Louisville? Estimated ETO 1314 Zulu, so that's about 7 hours from now. I'll bring up old Navigraph here. Let's take a look at our route. There we are. Oh, okay, so we're looking at 8 hours and 20 minutes estimated. 8 hours and 20 minutes to get to Louisville. So that means I'll probably stay here in a seat until we get to about, I don't know, Pickle. Then I'll check out, let the third crew member take over. I'll take a nap as we're flying over this NAT, North Atlantic track. And I'll probably come back to the cockpit somewhere around here. That's my guess. But I'll check on that before I actually leave. And right now, if we look on our little map here, I let that reload. We should be near Amsterdam, but a lot of clouds. Oh, look at that. We got another aircraft up here. See that? What is that? Deutsche Lufthansa. Lufthansa 455. Let's see where they're going today. You guys see the contrail, right? He's crossing us. 4-engine aircraft. Looks like an A340, okay? Am I right? Is that an A340? So Lufthansa 455. I say that's an A340. Let's take a look at it. Alright, where are we at? Yep, look, right here. Deutsche Lufthansa 455 A340-300. I was right. That's coming in from San Francisco, man. Ooh. He's been flying for a while. But I know my aircraft, don't I? I just called that correctly. A340. I'm too good at this job, guys. I'm just too good. Just way too good. Alright, where are we at? Alright, let's adjust the radar tilt. Oh, Avia, no, Avia, I am not. I'm just a line pilot. I don't own it at all. I'm just a bum. I'm a bum crew dog, that's all I am. I'm a mad dog crew dog. Do I have to step climb? No, I don't, but the higher you fly, the less fuel you burn. So it's a kind of like if you think about it, it's a balancing act, right? If you fly too low, the air is thicker, so your plane has lots of lift, right? But you burn more fuel because the air is thicker, so you need more fuel to burn it. The higher you go, the less fuel you burn. But if you're too heavy, if your gross weight is too heavy, then you fly with a very high deck angle because you need to fly higher to create more lift for the weight at that thinner altitude, which induces drag. So what you want to do is you want to be somewhere in the middle, right? You want to be as close to your optimum altitude as you can be, but you don't want to be too close to your max flight level because it's inefficient. So what you do is you do step climbs. And you step up to the next altitudes, and your FMC will calculate those for you based on what it thinks is the most efficient way to fly the aircraft. Now, in my case, I'm going to do my step climb a little bit before Pickle, right? So we're going to enter Pickle, which is the initial waypoint for the NAT B, which is the North Atlantic track. Here, let me bring it up. Let me show you. Navigraph. Let's look at the sim brief here. Here is my oceanic clearance, right? It's actually 340, not 350, but we are cleared across this oceanic track, NAT B, at 340. I amended it. But once you're in there, you have to stay at that altitude because they can't be having people climbing and descending on these tracks because there's no radar coverage over the Atlantic Ocean, right? All you have is HF radio or SATCOM and satellite communication. But if that fails, you don't want to have aircraft climbing and descending out there where there's no radar coverage to back it up. We file one altitude and one speed, and we fly it all the way across the Atlantic until we coast in at the other side. So I want to be at my altitude 340 before I go onto the track. If that makes any sense. And okay, Amsterdam is going to be off to our 9 o'clock. Let's see if we can see it. Yep, look at that down there. Amsterdam.
Amsterdam traffic, Martin Air 122,
Listen.
taking off runway 18 left and deck 3 echo departure, Amsterdam.
That's a Martin Air aircraft taking off.
Schiphol traffic, KLM 609 heavy, landing at runway 18 left, find the departing traffic, Schiphol.
That's Amsterdam traffic getting ready to take off down there. Hopefully I've answered your questions good. And good. I'm glad you're asking too. I like talking about this stuff. Okay. Well, I don't really have much more to do. I guess we could start doing some fuel checks. So, if for some of you guys may be coming in late here, but if you've been listening for a while, I tried a different kind of fuel planning thing because I landed with 10,000 pounds extra fuel than I wanted coming into Cologne. So when I did my flight planning, I used SimBrief and I did 5% less. So what we're going to do here is we're going to check, see how we're looking on our fuel burn stuff. So the first point that we're coming up on soon here is GODOS. So let me write that down. GODOS. Now let me bring up my flight plan. So at GODOS, if we look on this, we should be at 143,000 pounds of fuel on board. All right. So what we're going to do is, as we pass over GODOS intersection, I'm going to check to see how much fuel we actually have on board and see how close we are to that. Here, tell you what, let's move over a little bit. We'll turn on the fuel page. That'll help us out a little bit there. I don't think these actually do anything. It doesn't do anything. I can briefly go over the fuel system here. So the MD-11 is in automatic mode. Actually does a great job managing the fuel, and it likes to keep the center of gravity in flight as close to 31 to 32% mean aerodynamic forward as possible, right? So it does whatever it can to keep that CG as aft as it can for fuel efficiency. So what that does is, as the fuel is getting burned through these tanks, it will move fuel around to this trim tank in the back, which is basically in the horizontal stabilizer. It'll pump it forward and aft, maintain this CG. Now we have a lot of fuel in our center wing tank, so that's keeping our aft CG. As we burn that down, the CG will move forward. So what's going to happen is the automatic fuel controller will turn on and pump the fuel out of this tank and into this trim tank here to keep that CG exactly where we want it to be. And that's automatic. The pilot doesn't have to mess with that. Now, if we have a failure, if something goes amiss, if the system fails, we'll get a warning on our EAD and telling us that that automatic system's failed, and then we'll have to kind of manually manage the fuel system. And you can do that up here, right? So all these systems can be managed manually. You don't have to. The hydraulic system is automatic. If no lights are good, the electrical system, automatic. The pneumatic system, automatic. And the fuel system is automatic. Oh, here we go. Speaking of the devil, what are we doing here? Nothing. Never mind. But look, if I wanted to go into manual mode, I put the system in manual, and it will start doing stuff. But we want it back in automatic. Same with the pneumatic system. I can go manual, and I can control all of this stuff myself. Electrical system manual, hydraulic system manual. We don't need to mess with that right now. Alright, so we're going to cross Godas in 23 nautical miles, and we'll do a check on our fuel. Looking like we're going to line up really close to that. Bodes well for our fuel planning, honestly. Because I want to touch down at Louisville with at or around 20,000 pounds of fuel. That's what I'm aiming for here. Now, it's hard to do. The further you fly, the more variables there is, right? The winds aloft, we can calculate them, but we don't know exactly what they're going to do. They could change. If we get routed a different way, if we have to hold somewhere, that could all change your landing fuel, but I try to get it as close as I can, 20,000. So we're going to do our check here coming up in about 1.8 minutes. Oh man, no way. We're gonna almost nail this fuel planning, guys. I'm telling you, I'm too good at this MD-11 stuff. I'm too good. All right, let's take a look here. 5 nautical miles to go. Alright, so at Godas, my flight plan says that we should have 143,000 pounds of fuel on board. We just crossed Godas with 142.9. So that's 100 pounds off the estimate. That is fantastic. Don't act like you're not impressed. I know you are. That was pretty good. Alright. I think the next one we'll check is Nateb. That's going to be a while. Let's look at our flight plan. So Nateb, yeah, at NATAB. Right, NATAB, we should have 135.4 thousand pounds of fuel aboard. And we'll see. That's going to come up in a little bit of time, though. Not right away. Howdy here today, huh? So Roxette, we have 142.3 at Roxette. 142.3. The flight plan says at Roxette 142.3. Woohoo! Oh, come on. Come on, man. I'm just golly. 142.3. 142.3. Alright. I'm feeling pretty confident about my fuel planning right now. Take a look who's flying around right now. I use this simaware.ca. Is a really cool website for tracking everybody flying on VATSIM right now. That's us. See our path here. And that's the jet that we passed earlier. Lufthansa 455 to A340. You can see our pushback, our taxi, and our takeoff. Flying the departure transition. Currently over the North Sea. And we should coast in over the United Kingdom, somewhere south of Glasgow, Scotland. Alright, so fuel's looking excellent. We're right on target with fuel. $13.15. Yeah, we got quite a ways to go. So in the meantime, I like to use Navigraph a lot. I like all these options down here. The estimated time to get to our destination, local time where we're at right now, Zulu time, ground speed, distance to go. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna come back across. Right here. gonna step away for a minute and get a drink of water. Okay, I'm back. Well, I think at this point, I'm probably going to go ahead and sign off because this is going to be kind of dull. I mean, we could sit here and talk for hours, but, you know, how exciting is that? So I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. And it is my intention to be back online in about 6.5 hours or so. And I intend to live stream my descent, approach, and arrival into Louisville. So I hope you guys will come back then. Anybody who's watched this in the meantime, 6 hours from now, so I'll give you a Zulu time. Check it out. Our destination arrival time is 1300 Zulu. So let's call it 1200 Zulu Sunday. So, if you're interested, meet me there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have, Avia, however you pronounce your name. I hope to see you flying 757s with us real soon at UPS Virtual Air Cargo. Thanks for coming to my stream. I hope you'll consider subscribing if you like this kind of thing. Camworthy, thank you so much. I will catch you guys in about 6 hours if you want to come back for a pretty nice landing in Louisville. Bye-bye.